Okay, now we've got sound, ladies and gentlemen. My entire awesome audio has just become completely redundant. Thank you very much for everybody letting me know that I screwed that shit up. I think, Brett, I think you are pretty much correct. Actually, I was just gaining interaction, so yeah. I'm sorry about that, but no, it's generally I screwed that up. Right, yeah, this is actually a shocking video. It will be very shocking, in fact, because I need to get some cells shocked. Because I have been busy as all get out, and I haven't done any videos. I have been about as slack as it gets with YouTube in the past month. What do we got? Colin, Carl, no sound, no sound, no sound. No, we're just going to jump over all the no sound stuff. Quit mumbling and turn yourself on. I can't do that on camera, man. Actually, back in the day, no. Boobs. Boobs are important, especially man boobs. Now he's on to stick. I got the message. It was just a little bit clear. I think he's saying shit, fuck, Mike, work, damn it. It is correct. I was saying that. The Charlie Chaplin of 650, well said, John. Woohoo, yay. I came here because battery. And you got no audio, one up the sleeve. Customs, welcome, Brad. I'm finally spot welding. Shocking video can mean a lot of things for the YouTube drought. Yeah. Sometimes work is a lot more important, and I've got other obligations, obviously, with YouTube, and I haven't fulfilled them either, so I do apologise profusely about that. But I am planning. I've got a laptop here that I'm working on, and I've got a computer there that I'm working on. So if I pop out of screen every now and again, it's probably because I'm pressing buttons over there. I have got 9 computers left, and I've caught up, which is the most amount of caught up I've been in probably a month. So hopefully tomorrow I don't get smashed. That way I can do some tube stuff. That would be freaking awesome. I've got so many cool toys to play with. One of the cool toys that I am playing with, and I'm sorry, Jaron, if you're watching already, I'm very sorry. I haven't even started this yet. I have got the very first Watchmon 7 in the world. It's exactly the same as a Watchmon 5, except it's got less input, so it's for a smaller battery. But I haven't even turned that on and tested it yet. I'm so sorry, Jaron. But I'll hook it up with some Tesla batteries hopefully tomorrow. I have got all the cables made up, and I have it running for the Tesla batteries on the Watchmon 5. All that's up and running. I've just been trying to set up with the hope that I will have something to do tomorrow. Shocking video, works. Good day, Born. Welcome. Tell us a story of the Tesla models behind you. I think I just did that inadvertently. Pete's been on holidays. No, Pete's been working his ass off so he can go on holidays. I've just switched to a Resolve for video. Oh, DaVinci. That's a free one, isn't it? To get going again. I think I use what do I use? I use this Power Director 15, and I genuinely think I'm going to move from 15 to 17, because doing the transitions and stuff on this is so time consuming. Transition. So that's a video I'm working on at the moment, and it is terrible. Any of the speed up bits are just, they trip over each other, and I've got to get my mouse on the right screen. They sort of trip over each other, and it's not working, and it is slow. I think Rowan? No, not Rowan. Daniel from DIY Tech and Repairs has just built himself a new editing computer, so I'm going to watch that closely, and if it works for him, I'm going to copy his hardware and upgrade my computer. My computer's getting on 18 months old, and it's getting on, and it just, yeah. Might have to go one of those 2080 fancy things. What is your thought about buying a Nissan Leaf battery or Tesla from a wreck? I think that would be the cheapest option, right? Look, it's depending on where you live in Australia. I mean, that comment works well if you're in the States and you have access to that sort of stuff. Here in Australia, oh man, it's hard to get that sort of stuff. You should be mid show. Anything from Colin can get shown. I don't know why that got blocked, Colin. But YouTube. I can show you that actually, if you really want to see. If you watch that screen there, and I'll point it over, that one there. So we'll get that off and then move that from that screen back to this one. Now I got the other day, where did I put it? I've got to be careful I don't open the wrong thing. So we might just put that over there just so I don't open the wrong thing. But what I did, I was looking the other day and I found the first 12 months of monetization on my YouTube channel. And I thought I was going to share that, but now I don't know where the hell I put it. Subscribe. I have so much crap on my desktop. It is insane. This really doesn't make a good YouTube video, does it? I've got this guy on my desktop. Why do I have this guy on my desktop? That is just odd. Where are we? Where are we? This is just crazy. Well, maybe I can't show you. It was probably in a screenshot somewhere. We digress. If I find it, I might show you all later that. But it basically shows in 2006, I think it took something like 3 months to make $10. But it's interesting to see where you start and where you end up. And I'm not sure. Maybe I'll put that on the Patreon side of things for all of my 11 Patreons. Which screen? That's everyone vote for. That's the stupidest camera angle in the world. Da Vinci, I'm traveling on a coach watching you until the battery goes. That's touching, brother. Yeah, free was paying for Adobe Premiere, but just don't need it anymore. DaVinci was been excellent. One of my subscribers paid for a 12-month contract or something for Adobe products for me back in the day. I think his name was Aaron. Thanks, Aaron. And it was a great learning curve, but I found that I just didn't have the time to learn that much extra stuff. So yeah, I felt terrible because I didn't use it as much. I still used, and I got the hiccups. The editing software that I've got. Ooh, Tesla batteries. YouTube. What do we got? Ahmed, how long does it last according to you? What have you tried so far? I don't have extreme temperatures. It gets nice and hot in summer, but that's about it. I think like 2 degrees Celsius was the coldest it got here. And when my batteries are, like, I think it's probably 40 degrees, maybe 45 ambient, if that. These two systems, Powerwalls. No, this one leaves tonight, so this one won't be here after tonight. And they're not actually mine. I don't even want to. I was going to hook these up to my batteries and cycle them and run them through the Watchmon shunt and the Shuntmon and do a whole heap of tests on them. Then I thought, well, they're not mine, so putting any cycles on them I think would be possibly considered rude. And I was also going to try and charge and discharge them, but they're at a nice, they're at like 3.8 volts or something. So they're at a nice storage voltage. So I don't really want to touch them. Tesla Leaf batteries in the UK as premium as well. Oh, there we go. What's your opinion on Kyle Kirkland? What the hell? He did what? That is unacceptable. It's unacceptable anywhere on the planet. Those poor pigeons have feelings. Alright, we're moving on. If you've seen the queue, Colin Hickey, I've got so much film. I like what you're doing, Brad, One Up the Sleeve Customs. I like what you're doing with the rocks and stuff. I know that's really odd, but I've been binge watching, like, not so much primitive stuff, but like farming equipment and plowing fields and planting crops and building rock walls and retaining walls and building decks and stuff. You know, you get a tree and you turn it into a chair. I've been binge watching that stuff lately. I have no idea why. Maybe I'm bored with 8650s. I'm unsure. Rightio, the way this goes, YouTubers, is the more comments I get, the longer I stay. If I catch up with the comments, I bugger off. But that is actually not true at the moment because I still got to shuck some cells. Got Premiere Pro 19, no time to use it. Oh, shit. I just wish Adobe would just go back to the way they used to do it and sell the entire product, not just a subscription-based. That turns me off using Adobe products, period. I finally bought most of my equipment for my mini system. Phil M. Gabe, that is awesome, dude. How many watts is your solar installation? So it's my solar installation is, I'll break it up into lots of little bits and pieces, and my chair is spinning me around without my knowledge or without my consent. So grid tied, so I've never even touched this. This was professionally installed many years ago now. That one is 6,000 watts, so that's 24 250 watt panels. And that hooks up to a SMA TL5000 inverter, and that just grid connects. Don't do anything with that. And then I've got, what is it? A whole heap of stuff at my feet. Then I've got above my head here on the shed roof facing due north is there is 15. I'll try and get this right because every time I say it, it's slightly different. There's 15 195 watt panels above my head in 3S 5P, and that goes via 50 meter cable all the way down to my battery shed, to my PCM60X. And then over on the house, I've got another 1.5 kilowatt of panels, and they are again 190 watt panels, and they're in 2S4P. And if I got that wrong, it's not my fault. It's somebody else's fault. Somebody said boobs and just completely wiped everything out. That goes to one of my pips. So I got a pip, like a 48 volt pip. And then on this PCM60X up here and this battery, I have 4 250 watt panels. So I think that's like 12 kilowatt hours in total. Pretty much, that's close enough. Look, you know, we know what I'm like with maths. Hello guys, hey mate, got premium. Hi Pete, cool. It's like the old days where Pete used to have nobody in the chat room. Premiere Pro is mad but mega complex, and they change it all the time. It evolves so fast. That's why I left. It was £25 a month. I had to be honest, I only used a handful of features. Yeah, well, that's a good reason not to use it. Chris, sup Pete, always good to hang. Let's gossip. I hear Average Joe loves Sanyos. So does Mike Nacko. He loves Sanyos. He'll be here later. We can give him hell for that. He reckons they're not heaters and things like that. It's just not 8650. Did anybody see my new t-shirts that I did? I decided that I needed some new shirts the other day, so I did some new shirts. Let me show you the new shirts, and you can vote. You can vote whether they just suck or I should give up. Now I did post the other day that I would like some help doing some t-shirts. I need to get back to that thread, but again, I have been busy, and I'm trying not to ignore you. But however, I probably am ignoring you. Messages, promotions, payouts, storefronts. That will be it. Geez, I could show you my payouts for this, and it's staggering. Haven't sold a shirt in 6 months. That's why I'm shilling it at the moment. View store, open up. We have absolutely no bandwidth here at this kebab shop. It's still loading. Wow. Daniel's in a car, so he can't join the chat. That one. Where is it? Where is it? Saving. Save image as desktop. There we go. I think that is the photo that I was looking for before. And I've lost the chat. Where's the chat room? Where's the other picture? I had one more awesome picture. Where's the green one? Ah, damn it, I've lost it. I can't find the green tea. Oh, there we go. Where's my phone? So, geez, this is well planned. I've got to go over to that screen. Go left. So I did some more t-shirts. I did that one. Just 18650, and then the hashtag 18650 on it as well. But I did take a photo. I did a different color. And I like this one better. And there's that infernal beep. That's all right. But this one looks heaps better. Face, overhead, transition. That one. It's green. It's just where the ED is green and the 650 is orange. So it's sort of just changed around the colors a little bit. But it looks heaps better, I reckon. That can be my thumbnail. That can be my thumbnail. Rightio, there we go. It's too glary. Anyway, what do you think about that lot? Show. Now with the t-shirts, I'll put a discount code there. Even though there is so little margin. I think there's like $5 profit on each shirt that I make, because they've brought out something that you can actually lower the price. It used to be like $10 a t-shirt I used to make, but I brought it down to $5 a t-shirt to try and sell some more. And there is a discount code. There is a discount code. Are you still? Wait a minute. Let's do some open and honest what's the word? Transparency. In here we've got integrations, payout, pricing discount. Nope. It's 18650. 18650 would give you 5% discount, I think, which actually brings my profit margin down to about $2.50. But that's so it's a little bit cheaper, I would hope. If anybody wants to buy it, it's teespring.com/ I can't remember. 18650, just 18650 in Teespring if you're keen to have a look. You'll find them. Do you know of any good solar charger? I've got 3 12-volt panels to use 52-volt e-bike. Well, I use the PCM60X. I love the PCM60X. But if you've only got 3 12-volt panels, it's probably, unless you're going to plan on upgrading later, you'd want to find something cheaper. Maybe even, I hate to say it, but one of those, what are they, MPT 7210As? They're cheap, they're nasty, but they're cheap, and they're a lithium charge controller. Are you going to do a 24-volt system at some time? Yes, I plan on doing a 24-volt system. I don't know what I'll be running and stuff like that, but it will be to run some tests and stuff on other hardware that I have. I want to ask again if the BMS can connect to the Kendra. Will it combine with the other network systems? I guess it will if you're smart enough to actually do all the programming and set that up. There is on Thingy, is it Thingiverse? I don't even know where it is, but all the listener and stuff, the Batrium listener is listed on the interweb somewhere, so you can do your own work getting it to listen and do other stuff. Do a short vid on the SMA grid ties total output so far, bro. No, that sounds like a lot of effort. I can just show you the total output from it. From here, all I just do is click on that. You know, I haven't got any shucking done. That is kind of important. So if I go over onto this screen and click on SMA, there we go. Well, the SMA is so slow to load up, so I'll just wait for that to do that over there. That is a lot. Okay. Good to see you love the random stream. I do love the random stream. I'm not good at planning or having a topic. I'm here to have fun and chat with you guys, not so much try and build something or make myself look creative or smart or shit like that. That's not my style. Okay, next. Let that log. Oh, that was a little bit close. It's slow. I've got to make sure that my keyboards and my hands aren't in the screen. I've lost the track of thought. What was I saying? Anyway, it doesn't matter. That's a damn good amount of panels. Need some installed on my roof. It's south facing and perfect, but so expensive. All of my like 190 watt panels are all really, really cheap. I got to look around for a long time to get them, but they are out there. I got a Victron 24 volt, 150 and 100 amp hour AGM, but not panels. I'm using old UPS for an inverter, AC to AC charger. That'll work. I will check your shirts. I want to start a small solar installation. I hesitate between made panels or making my own cells. Back in the day, and I really do mean back in the day, I looked at making my own panels. Like, you know, you could buy the kits and shit like that. But to be honest, it's really not my thing. I sold it every day for a living, like PlayStation 4, HDMI ports and things like that. I don't like DC jacks on motherboards on laptops, lots of that. USB ports on laptops, all that sort of stuff. I don't fancy soldering up an entire solar panel for, especially not when in my area where I am now. If I look for $30, I can get a 190 watt panel. There's just reward for effort is just not there. I'd like to see your new system being 15 at 60 volts, reduce the amp, increase the voltage. 15S. I can't do 15S, Mark. It doesn't work. Pete's cell holders are 14S. But some of the new pips are like 63 volts, so that, you know, if it looked good and if I could make that work, I would be very happy to indulge that sort of thing. So, okay, so Brad wanted to see solar. How do I check left screen transition in a Magic? I should probably put a photograph of myself over the screen so you can see me as well. But, okay, so I did 28.76 kilowatt hours today production. Total yield is 55 megawatt hours. I can have a look at yesterday. That's a pretty sexy curve, you've got to admit. There we go. That is yesterday. So that is Monday in Brisbane, Australia. It doesn't show me what the yield is. That was the day before that. So we've had some absolutely stunning days lately. This is the 31st of the 8th, 2019. It appears we were chopping wood or something. Looks like a sawtooth. That was where that was going. It didn't really turn out the way I wanted. Yeah, so we've had some horrible days, but we've had some good ones as well. I can click on month. Look at that one. That maxed out at 1.3 kilowatts. That's not very good for 6,000 watts of panels. Must have been a cloudy day. Month. Of course, that shows this month, September. Populate. This is the worst thing about doing this Bluetooth. It is so slow. So that is almost 30 kilowatt hour days. Thank you very much, Chris, for the $3. is your lost profit. You're a champion. Thanks, brother. Now, if anybody watched the YouTube video from the other day, the live feed where someone gave me $300, it was actually $300. It was an absolute mistake. It was Joe. I'm still trying to work with YouTube to have that money handed back, because otherwise he loses. And I can't find the figure yet. I haven't put much effort into looking. I've been extremely busy. But I still have a lot of his money, and it will be returned to him, hopefully in the next day or 3. What I'm worried about is if I give his money back, just PayPal it, which I'm absolutely happy to do because it's a freaking lot of money. It was over a month ago now. He was working with YouTube, with PayPal, trying to get the money back as well. And I think that's since fell through. But what I'm worried about is, in my world, I don't know about your world, but in my world, that's a lot of money. If it come out of my account, I could give it to him. But then if they magically sorted it out at their end and it come out of my bank account or out of my YouTube income for next month, that would kill me, because my YouTube income helps pay my mortgage every month. So I'm scared of that happening. So I'm working it out, but it was a mistake. It was supposed to be $3 and there was an extra 2 zeros in there. So if anybody was wondering, that answers that question. Back to this. So August 2019. It doesn't actually say. The best day is about 28.4 kilowatt hours. If I go year, come on, populate. It's not actually that at the moment. I just did that whole other rant looking at the camera, acting like you could see me. And all of this that I did, and sorry, and the hearts, and it was for nothing. Nobody saw it. Anyway, back to this. So that is 7, what we got? Come on. Was that 887 megawatt hours in January, or kilowatt hours? 724, 716, 635, 597, 534. And this gives you an idea of what my off-grid is doing as well. So it's really hard to charge the batteries when you've got that lower production. 618, and we're back to 700. And it's really good at the moment. Like, my batteries are charged off. Like on the weekend, we used a lot of power on the weekend. I think we used 30 kilowatt hours out of the batteries. And the batteries are recharging again on a normal usage day by like 11 o'clock in the morning. So they're getting a chance to really balance out. However, I guess I've got some problems with that. And yearly. So I've had it since 2003, midway through 2003. And if you have a look at my solar panels and inverter, we have got pretty good average temperatures across the range. I think the first year, I call 2014 the first year, that was like a little bit, which one? That one might work better. No, you still can't see it. 2014 was slightly higher, but what I was doing then, I went through a phase where I was watering the solar panels. So every day I would get up there and wash my solar panels and clean them and make sure they were like not hot. And I think I used 10 times more water than the money I ever saved with power. So I was new to solar, and at the back of the day I was writing my solar down every day. I could tell you every single figure from every single day, how much I fed it. I don't know why I bothered. I'd go for ready-made panels, so would I. I just went off on a tangent, didn't I? I'll remember that if you're 1850s on the one of the shirts with graphics. Do I really? 18560? No, don't even say that. Don't even say that. I have 18650. No, it's 18650. It is definitely 18650. You're giving me a heart attack. Unless it was on my phone. Was it on my phone that said 18.6? 18.6? No, that one's right as well. You're just choking my chicken here. Rightio, where am I up to? I've completely lost with the graphics. 18650. 18650. They are all 18650. You're just having me on. Wayne, hey, I made it. Welcome, brother. Printer's broken. 3D printer broke. I carried it inside so my 8-year-old could, or 7-year-old, however old he is. I don't know. I'm the father, not the mother. He wanted to print some Minecraft stuff, so I put it on the kitchen table, and on the way in there, I must have pulled one of the cables, and now the extruder thing that puts the filament through broke, or doesn't work, or doesn't spin. I have to get a multimeter out one day and have a look at that. I would recommend an EB Vapor charger controller as good induction, nice features, but cost effective. That would be my choice as well underneath the PCM60X, just based on price alone, and it will do what you need it to do. Output one up the sleeve customs. You can connect usual obstacles that make still obstacles on the battery capacity because what the heck? You can connect usual obstacles that I make still. That don't get that. Sorry, buddy. Example of my country street lighting. Battery. What is the best solution for this type of battery or BMS? Well, if it's street lighting, I mean, what are you doing it at 5 volts? It depends. It's an open-ended question, Arvin. Voltage, temperature range, whether you've got series or parallel, how you're charging the batteries, all that sort of stuff, I guess. Maybe a DACUS, put a cut-down version of a DACUS up there, have it all in one. My EP Vapor is over 50 kilowatt hours. That's pretty good. How many panels you got on that? Get to some shucking. I absolutely agree. I keep going on a stupid tangent. I want to come over and my place, Pete. Want to come over and power wall my place, Pete? Absolutely not. I was thinking the other day. I've been trying to work out where I can put. You know, anybody that hangs around knows that I'm building another pack. It will be 24 volt for the short term, and then it'll probably go to a 48 volt 200p or something like that, something close. And I've been wondering where I can put it, and I'm going to try and build the safest battery I possibly can. And it turns out my 23-year-old daughter just bought her very own piece of dirt, and they're building a house. So I've recommended that they get a really good inverter that already has 48 volt battery compatible. Within the community, I'll find a very good solar installer that can collaborate with me on this, and we will build a separate bunker type thing for the batteries outside, away from the house, and we'll actually trench the cables into the house when the house is being built. And this is my plan. I should tell my daughter. And that will be a very fantastic place to actually put this battery. It will save my gorgeous daughter some serious money, and my grandson. And that just means they can run the house from air conditioner and stuff like that all the time if they need it. 250s in Brisbane for $40 and less. Do they make inverters that take around 120 volt DC or to AC? I'm not sure. The States does things very differently with the old 120 volt. We're 240 volt here, so I have absolutely no experience with that, unfortunately. Do you have test the Tesla battery? No, I haven't tested it. It's just been sitting here for a couple of days until I can get some wiring done on it for the Batrium Watchmon 5 or Watchmon Plus. I have that all set up and actually running. It works well. It works perfectly, and we have the temperature sensors all hooked up to the batteries as well, to the Watchmon 5. And I'll also do the Watchmon 7 as well and show the cables and how you make them and stuff like that. So, but I actually have a self-discharging pack. That pack is self-discharging, so I have to pull it out. But talking about self-discharging packs, I rant on. Yeah, I probably do rant on too much about Batrium stuff because it's easy. Where is Batrium stuff? Look at this. I put, that is cell number 55. We think cell 5 has actually moved. Now, I put about 66 amp hours into that battery the other day, charging it with the X6. And then one day later, it has dropped down again. Now, my first thought was one of my Longmons has failed because obviously I was without a Watchmon supervisor for quite some time. I thought because I balanced the batteries and I just hammered them, I thought that I'd lost one of my Longmons. I just cooked it to death. And then I raced out there with a multimeter and checked every single cell. And all of them were, within 0.04 or 0.03 of a volt, which is more than enough for what I'm happy with. But that cell is just terrible. It is very, very low, and I have to do something about it. So I digressed. I did that again. I just went off on a tangent. Someone should tell me, I just don't. But I tried making a solar panel. It was a disaster. Tesla batteries, panels. You guys are lucky. Panels in the UK, you can install it as well. Why would you need? So in Australia, there's two things to consider. The first thing is insurance. It's not even the installation of the solar panels. It's whether your property is insured or stuff like that. So that's the first, and then obviously the legal things. But for us in Australia, anything under 120 volts DC or 50 volts AC, you can do yourself. But that is a very loose do yourself because there's still regulations and there's still things that go along with that. And it mainly all comes back to, okay, you can do it yourself, but are you insured? So I get lots of people ask me, can I show them how I've done it and all this sort of stuff? The simple answer is get an electrician. If you've got to ask for help, you need to get an electrician. If you've got to Google how to do something, which I kind of did the entire time, you should really ask for professional help. 55, yep, kilowatt hours, yes, that is not bad. Chris, we've already been through that. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the profit margin. Shilling still works. I've got a shill occasionally. DIY with 8650s. Hidden by Mike Nako. 7 subs. You can ask for subscribers. Just don't beg. Oh, we've had a couple of people come in here and beg, and it just drives me crazy. But certainly, Jehu gave me a big start, so I sort of want to return that favour when it comes to advertising other channels. How many cows can fit in your yard? My wife walks around there and it's half full, man, so not many. Hi from Germany, hi from Rocco. Hey, that's me. Mike Nako, good morning. Hello from Canada. Hi from the UK, just started looking into this Powerwall solar stuff. I've learnt loads from your YouTubes over the last few days. Awesome, dude. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do you want to build yourself an electric car? I would love to build myself an electric car. However, I'm actually lazy. I'm very lazy. I don't care what anybody says. I'm lazy. And furthermore to that, it's not really cost effective to build your own electric car, right? It's once you factor in the batteries, which I know I could order from Tom, any quantity, whatever. We could get them to Australia. Can I have some subscribers, please? Okay, we'll show that one. I digressed again. Making it doesn't make any sense, if you know what I mean. By the time you spend all the time, and this is my garage, right? And I work out here. I've got no room to work on a car. So it would be very hard for me to cost effectively do. I have, randomly thought about, there's a lot of people doing the Tesla batteries and stripping the Teslas for spare parts. I have genuinely thought about building a second shed, which I have plenty of room to do when my wife's not in the backyard, and just buying a Tesla, stripping it for parts and storing and cataloging it and just leaving it there, and then selling parts as I need the money or whatever else. But I don't know if that's a good thing or not. UK here, I have small 7S20p system on 1860. Can you remember for that size? Bay trim looks good, but yeah, bay trim is not a choice for something that small. You've got to use something a little bit more cost effective. Do something you're happy with. I would not recommend the 1S units because the 1S units draw a shitload of power when they're not being used. I haven't calculated what they actually use when they're in use. But I can tell you it's something like kilowatt hours per day on a 14S system, or close to it, for those 1S battery balancers. They use, I think we worked it out, that one of them, just one 1S balancer, uses more energy in 7 days than the entire Baytrim's idle, let's get the words right, than the entire Baytrim 14S system does in a week. Yeah, in 1 day, or 1S system uses more power than the entire Baytrim system does in an entire week. So that's some serious losses right there. So you'd need to use like a push bike one or something like that. Just make sure you're happy with your choices, because it's all about being safe. A cheap BMS is, don't let it be, what's the correct word? A false sense of security. Don't get a BMS thinking that you're magically safe, because a lot of those cheap BMSs aren't BMSs, they're BSs. They've got no management whatsoever, or at least it's extremely limited. So just do your own maths, work out what works for you, but please spend as much money as you possibly can on the best safety that you can afford. Colin Hickey, it's partly the insurance, but also a lot of physical installation. It's a 2-story house with a slate roof. Oh, a slate roof would suck to do solar on. Can you imagine? I got a tiled roof, so it was quite easy. I got a tiled roof on the house and then a tin roof up here, so it's quite easy to do. This is my name. Hello, people. You should have told everybody your name. You just missed an opportunity there, brother. Let's see, customs. I've got 242 EV Vapor a few years ago, 600 watts of panels, but their max is out at 400 watts with cable length run. That's not bad. Can I have some subscribers, please? Message retracted. Are you getting the MGSP in there? I put my deposit in the UK. I read somebody somewhere that put a deposit down on one, but it wasn't in Australia. Be super super keen to have a look at it, but I haven't even physically driven a Tesla yet. I've been in like 20 of them. I think 4 different ones with ludicrous mode, and let me just say that shit is nuts. It's the first time I had to go home and change. Look, it's just crazy. Much better to buy an old Leaf and play with those batteries. I agree. We've been thinking about it today. Been watching your latest videos at work at Paul Kennett. Yes, Paul doesn't. You don't do too many videos these days, dude. What's going on? How much does a new 300 watt 20 pound cost? A new one? I don't know. John, I don't know what a new one costs. I know I can get a 320 watt panel for $40 Australian. Yeah, the second hand. I don't know what they're new. Battery powered human drone. Is that an oxymoron? Battery powered human drone? Drone human powered? Anyway. My lettuce normally full is just a peak shaver. There we go. I've been sidetracked with actual paying work recently. That is a thing, Paul. How is yours actually going? More importantly, how are those inverters going? What do you call them? Those plug-in things that you've got. Be keen to get an update on your entire system and see what it's like. What about the construction of an electric bike? Too lazy for... Okay, true story. I had an electric bicycle here, like a scooter. I was going to do a scooter for about a year. My brother gave me all of the parts. I started building a battery. I've got a BMS. I've got chargers. I had the motor. I had everything. I just sat there for 12 months. I just couldn't be bothered. Slate iron for days. E-bike is a great way during the car. Hey, people and Vexed. Just one more sub. 40 amp BMX should give you 20 amp at least halfway through the cheap ones. Absolutely. I would probably go quarter. I'd go 10 amps. I went for a spin in the Model X. I got contacted by a company in, I don't know whether, I can't even remember the name. I turned it down. They offered me 3 days rental of 2 days rental of a Tesla Model 3. But I've also had lots of offers from community members to go and test drive their Model 3s in Australia or Brisbane when they get them. So I think I'd run the friends route before actually hiring one and having all the insurance and all that sort of stuff. I'm not sure how that'll pan out, but I'm not going to take a free car to advertise. Not at this point anyway, unless you want to give me one. Work. Thanks for that. I come here for a shucking and stayed for the comedy. Wait a minute. Who the inserted comedy into this routine? Ah, Jesus. I should be shucking. Be right back. This is the shucking pile, right? And actually, I got to scratch my nuts off screen too. So that's actually a benefit. That is the container without any cells in it. So let's put that here. I wonder if we change the screen. Look at that. Look at that angle. There we go. No more comedy on this channel. We're going to do some work. And my Powerwall just keeps working. It's wonderful how they work so well, yet there are so many haters that said 3 years ago to me, it won't work, it'll burn your house down and all this sort of shit. And it's like, now I'm going, Q, you don't know anything. To be honest, I thought my house might burn down as well. Rightio. How many are we going to do? We need to set a limit on this. Actually, we won't set a limit. I'll just keep shucking until you guys stop talking. Or I start yawning, or, you know. Oh, rightio. Where are we at? Interestingly, I haven't actually done any actual work yet. I really have to do computer work. Ooh. How did that get in there? Look at that. Anybody that knows that cell, that's going to have Sanyos in it for sure. Oh, wait a minute. That's not even a real battery. Is that a fake? I think that's a fake. How did a fake get in there? I never keep fake cells. Or non-genuine. Jeez, that hurts without gloves. Not much cell pricing. Look, I'm getting onto that. Look, I'm dealing with that currently. Rightio. Where's my gloves? That is horrendous. Oh, look. Mike, where are you, Mike? Where are you when we need you? Look. These are all yours. I'm going to send these to America for you. Interesting fact, I tried sending some cells from Australia to Jehu a long time ago. I can't remember why. There was something special about the pack. I thought, oh, Jehu would love this. And the parcel got rejected by Australia Post. It literally didn't leave the post office down the road. So they rang me up, said, come pick it up. They're actually nice. But then again, the postie guy down the road knows as well. So, rightio. That's a pile, right? That's enough. That should be a good start. With this mass, it should almost fill the container. Rightio. Gloves, Snippy tool. Snippy tool. I broke the tips off Snippy. Someone suggested my t-shirt should be, what do you call it? Have a pair of broken Snippies on them. Man down. Anybody that was in the community would understand that joke, but, you know, anybody outside the community. Okay, so I've worked these out. See, look at this. There's two different, they're the same laptop, but one's shiny and one's, like dull. It might be that one. And this one appears to be, yep, the 17 cells. So, I go down there. We don't want that one. But did you see that power? That raw power just tore them apart. Oh, I need a rubbish bin. And the rubbish bin's full. That's problematic. Oh, I should change the name to recycle bin. Or, you know, container full of shit. Alright, do I sit down or stand up doing this? It's hard to know. Rightio. Where are we up to? E-bikes are great. No time to rebuild mine. I've done the same with electric skateboard projects too. Sat in for more than a year. Yeah. Look at that. The more I go mountain biking and get out there and do that sort of stuff, not that I've done very much mountain biking lately, but if anybody would like to go for a mountain bike ride this weekend, hit me up if you're in Brisbane. Up to Mount Cootha, or anywhere else for that matter. I like Mount Cootha because I'm comfortable up there. But if anybody wants to go for a mountain bike, call me. And I'd love just a little bit of pedal assist getting up those hills. I think that would be amazing. That would be a reason I need an e-bike. But these cells are not probably any good for an e-bike. I need something better. I want to ask whether begun nickel or copper for installation. Fear that can have an effect on temperature that remains in the path of current. And still 5,000 watts. I don't know. Nickel seems to have stood the copper seems to have stood the test of time. I'll probably run with whatever else runs. What have we got? Too many cells in there. I want to get a rear-wheel drive Model S or 3 and skid the shit out of it. Isn't there something with the traction control or something that stops? You can't do that. I thought you couldn't just do a skid. I don't think I've ever seen a Tesla do a burnout. Yeah. What else we got? How many cams are you running? I've got 2 cameras running, but this camera is a piece of junk. I got it to do a review. It's an SJ camera. And as a webcam, it works all right. But as an action camera, it sucks balls. It is absolutely freaking horrendous. What's the average lifespan of one of your packs? Ask me that again in 5 years. I've had a few packs fail, but it's not the whole pack. It's usually one cell. Now you're going to make me think. I'm fairly sure that it's always been one cell that's brought the whole pack down. Just one single discharger or heater. Rocket Stove Experience. Hi there. Love you on the background. Have you on the boring day at the office? I don't think that would improve the day at the office, would it? I saw some solar panels this morning and was showing him my Powerwall setup. Had a great old chat. Yeah, I love talking to people, but I think the people that I talk to are usually my customers. And one, I either bore them to death, or 2, make them want to run away scared. I get a little bit too chatty because, you know, fixing computers by yourself all day, you tend to go a little bit nutty. I love these cells. The nickel is just pulling off all the cells, so it's nice and fast. I promised that I was going to do all of these shucking on camera, but I've done about 40, I think, packs off camera, just because I needed to keep the discharger going, because it's Rowan's discharge and I need to get it back ASAP. And I still have 400, 500 laptop batteries. No, probably 300 laptop batteries there to go. So I'm not done anywhere near soon. What are we up to? My house is almost did. Is that Dave John workbench you have there? I don't know who Dave Johns is. Keep going until you have enough so I can have some. How long have you been doing computer repairs? I've been self-employed doing computer repairs for about 20 years. Damn heaters, warm up those workshops. I will have 18650s for sale in Melbourne from the 26th to the 28th of this month. If anybody needs a hookup, there you go. Go and see Brad for some cells. What are you? Wait a minute, you're in Tassie. What are you in Melbourne for? You're getting another truck. Why did I pick up Sneaky Tools to do this? The chat, the quality of the chat and the comedy somewhat reduces as soon as I start shucking cells. So I do apologise about that. I'll try and keep up. Damn heaters, warm up your workshop with them. How's the new pip going behind you, Pete? Oh my god, not the usual magic deals. It's a PCM. The pip, I haven't got a pip. That is a PCM 60X. And to be fair, it's not a very good test because there's only 1 kilowatt of panels on it. I really should be changing it out for my 5-year-old one down there, but my 5-year-old one is still going, so I want to leave it down there until it completely dies or burns up. But I put an 1/8 of a turn on the one down there and it stopped overheating, so it was just a loose connection that was causing it to heat. Well, not jelly. Love the channel. Looking to build a Powerwall soon in Geelong, Victoria. Wondering if you had any recommendations on where to pick up a heap of cells. I have none, Luke. However, if you know of any in Brisbane, hook me up because I need heaps more. Oh my god. And they smell. You know that lithium? I call it a lithium smell, but there's a smell when you open some packs. That's really depressing. If anybody wants those ones, they're here. Otherwise, they'll be going back to the recycling person because I don't use those ones. And you can have them for free. You don't even have to pay for the suckers. But you do have to come here and get a selfie. That's my new thing now. Anybody that comes here, you have to have a selfie and it has to go up on YouTube's or Facebook's. Otherwise, you're not allowed to come over anymore. That's your entry fee. The selfie at my wall. I think that's fair enough, right? And they're sticking to my gloves. Human power. Just wondering, Sanyo's and LG not as good as Pano and Samsung. Do you think Pano and Samsung made better? I don't know why they're better. I think it might be a geographical thing because you'll get some people like this Mike fella, you know, Mike. He swear by the what do you call it? The Sanyo cells. But here in Australia, I don't know what it is. I've never really got any really good ones. Thank you very much for the £2 from the Netherlands, 1977 all out. Thank you very much, my friend. It will go towards beer and porn. It probably won't. The amount of times I said boob and whatever else in this live feed, I'll probably get demonetized and probably need it to, you know, buy my family food. What are we up to? Wondering if up sleeve customs. Well, there's a whole bloody chat going on without me. Rather sell them to a builder than a vapor. That's gold. I love it. Used drill boxes should work okay. Low. I won't pay for used 1860s. You don't have a choice sometimes. I'll use them for free laptop batteries, however, pay for that when you need them to buy. Yeah, I never used to pay for 18650s. Trust me, you do these days. The old SJ try hard GoPro. No, it's not even trying hard enough GoPro. Trust me. John, how much kilowatts do you have off grid? I'm going to have to decipher that one. I have, what did we work it out? I don't know, we'll say 5, 6 kilowatt hours off grid and 40 kilowatt hours storage. Well, 40 kilowatt hours that I use and cycle every single minute of every single day. And I just got an allowance for next week. Thank you very much. I'll put that towards a new extruder for the Ender 3. What do you, Jesus, all these donations are really throwing me off because I don't know what to say. Can someone remind me what I was talking about? I'm just going to ignore the fact that I was saying something and I completely lost the plot. How much off grid? Oh yeah, and then 40 kilowatt hours daily cycled down in my power shed, and then behind me I have 10 kilowatt hours that I plan on doing something with. If I could get like a UPS and put it on there, I would like to get another PIP, but that's like $1,100. Hello from Jamaica. There we go. My completely got sidetracked again. Thank you very much, sir. Off to bed now. Good night, Paul Kennett. Thank you very much for tuning in, even though you're probably already gone. Greetings from Singapore. Can you repair a laptop battery like charging the faulty system? No, you'd never get them apart without destroying them. Selling e-waste to e-waste Ben. Okay, there we go. Up the sleeve customs should have an email. Good night. Off to bed. Well, I just read that one. I'm in Melbourne. What's the details for those cells? Well, if you are a long-time viewer, Adam, you would know that I don't post shit. It's not something that Pete does. It takes a long time to drive the 4 kilometres down the road to the post office, and it takes even longer to work out what tubs it weighs and to box it up, so I don't do it. But there is... Do I need to get them all out again? Do I need to count them? Or is that better done when I've finished all of these packs? I don't know. There's probably 20 battery packs down there so far, of those 17 650s or whatever they are. Where's my selfie? That's a good point. You're only here to bum shit, Wayne. You're just here to bum shit, so that you don't get a selfie. And you'll have to do your hair or something, I don't know. Makeup, something like that. Nails, toes. Get all that shit sorted before you come around next time, then you can have a selfie. What kind of battery is that you separated? I don't actually know. Oh, we worked it out the other day, but my eyes are so bad I can't even read it. Okay, so it's, if you do the Google thing, AL looks like 10D56 written on the cells, so you'll be able to see. And they're all NCR 18650 greys inside of these laptop battery packs. We got orange one you put down earlier. Oh, I think I just covered that. One up the sleeve customs. What else we got? Hijack stream. Yes, hijack. That's all right. I'm actually catching up to the chat, which is fantastic. 1870 all out. Still can't find the old sled. Still can't find the old sled. What are you talking about? Cells. Pete hate the post office. It's not hating the post office. It's the logistical challenge of talking to somebody and then working out where they live and then getting a postage cost and then wrapping it up and realizing you don't have the materials to wrap it up and then going to go and buy a friggin' box. It's just, I think it just comes down on lazy, right? Rocket stove experience. Have you actually used e-bike batteries for cells? No, I haven't had any e-bike batteries here yet. I think if I got an e-bike battery pack, I would take that opportunity to actually rebuild it, because obviously they screw apart, not like a laptop battery where they're not really screwed apart. And I have the community spot welder here that nobody has borrowed for weeks, so I could just, you know, build that out or something. Wouldn't be too hard, I reckon. 17600s are great for LED torches, etc. There we go, but you're too far away, Brad. Whereabouts in Melbourne are you located? Brad lives in Tassie. Fine, I'll get a mani-pedi. A man-pedi. You can't, cool, I'm interested in some cells depending on brand. You don't get to choose the brand, they're just LGs if you're still talking to me or Brad or whatever. If you're talking to Brad, just at Brad, and that way, or at DIY, what is it, One Up the Sleep Customs, that's it. Oh no! I put the nickel strip in that and I dropped a cell down there. The system doesn't work. We should go back to comedy. Oh, there's heaps of nickel in there. That's terrible. Why didn't anybody call me on this? There's nickel going into the wrong bin. What do you most interesting cells depend on what brand? Rocket sofa. Not all screw apart, you know. Well, most of the ones that I've seen screw together and apart for the e-bike batteries. They do tend to need a disc grinder to get them apart. Bloody hell, I didn't realise that. What is the laptop brand of the pack you're getting these grey cells? Oh no, somebody jinxed me. Oh yeah, I'll answer that question in a second, even more thoroughly. More. These will smell as well. The pile is growing larger. I can even feel it when I crack those ones open. It cracks the entire case open in one hit real easily. Someone's going to have to do the Googles thing. You're going to have to do the Googles thing. So, I can't even read that, unfortunately. I'll see if I can find a better one that I can read. Where's my phone? Phones make magnificent microscopes. Of course, I've got a bloody $1,000 microscope sitting on the other bench, haven't I? Rightio. If I do it that way, rightio. If this focuses, you'll all be in luck. It's AL10D56 lithium-ion battery. Panasonic. It's got Panasonic on it. 10.8 volts, 8,500 milliamp hours, 63 watt hours, and that's about it. If you want to screen capture the screen, you'll know exactly what they are. You just go on YouTube or type it into the old interwebs and you'll find out what they are. Oh, I really got to move closer to the screen. The 12-week weight microscope. Yes, Brad. That piece of shit that is, you know, that microscope is the reason why I never replied to Banggood offering me product ever again. That was so shit house. Actually, I don't even think it was $1,000. I think it was like $600 or $800. I don't know. Anyways, it's a Banggood microscope, but look, it's good enough to do my HDMI ports and stuff like that, and helps my poor eyes out. I don't even use the camera anymore. It's got a camera on it, HDMI camera, and it's useless. You can see like the back end of a fly, and that's it. It is so narrow, the field of view. I don't even use the camera anymore. I just use the viewfinder. I had plans on doing YouTube videos and stuff, but I suck so bad at it, and I'm so slow, and I've got to redo it 3 times that I don't even hold a candle to some of these YouTube guys that do repairs and stuff. But I'm learning. I'm trying to do better all the time, and I pay for any of my mistakes. So if I break something or do something, the customer never knows because I make it right before they get it back. I had one today that I couldn't do. I spent hours on it trying to chase it around the motherboard. Just ground faults everywhere. It was a pretty bad short circuit though on the HDMI port, and everything was blowing, and I just kept replacing parts, and it just got to the stage where it's just, you throw too much time and money at it, you can never make any money from it. So I just had to call the customer up and say, sorry, I can't help you, I've tried, you need other professional services, and or buy a new one. So even though I spent quite a lot of time and put a lot of parts into it, I just put it back together again, handed it back, and no charge. So sometimes I charge a minimum service fee when the customers run me around, but this customer is really good. So and I could have actually learnt something too, which is would have been nice, but I didn't. Will you make a battery pack with these? Yes, I will. That is, oh, come on, guys. This is what I mean about they just come open. They just come open. That's another one. Somebody needs to be accountable for this absolute waste of time. I think this is another one. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. That's 12 in as many seconds. Gone. What a waste. It's like opening a 12 pack of batteries and then getting 6 spaces inside of it. That used to happen a lot. But if you've got a 12 battery pack, it's old. It's not even worth looking at these days. I look at 3, 4 and 6 cell batteries, and pretty much anything else other than that I've seen has been useless for me so far. I'm just pulling the batteries apart at the moment, and then I'll process them down later. It's much quicker doing it this way, and I might be able to pay attention to you guys a little bit better. But this is sure making for one hell of a shucking party, and I thank you very much for everyone showing up. Cells on what brand? Not all screw apart. Where am I up to? Sticking with LiPo 4. I may need to drive to Brizzy. You can drive to Brizzy. I'll provide a bed. You can sleep in my wife's gym. Do you replace cells on packs or lost capacity? No, I don't. I thought about doing that. I thought about adding more packs and stuff like that, but it looks shit. If I'm going to be honest, it just looks shit. I've built my whole battery on something that looks like that. I can't just add cells onto it and do whatever. I have pulled packs apart and rebuilt them, so to speak, replaced out 1 or 2 cells. I have done that, but I haven't added cells to it per se. There's lots of people that have successfully though, but they don't care how it looks. Happy Father's Day. Yeah, mine wasn't happy. I had a shitty Father's Day, but I got chocolate, so I guess that covers it. Nickel Bin Pete. Yes. Is there a guy named Tristan here? Absolutely no idea. Tristan, are you in the house? Sounds like your postal system is like your fibre. In NZ, you pay online and couriers pick them up the next day, receipt, pay online. That's pretty cool. I can do that here as well, but I just haven't set that up. I've got some bad experience. Like, I used to own many years ago. Used to own a mobile phone repair shop, and for us to do 400 phones a week was, you know, an average week. And this was back in the 3315 type days. We had lots of contracts with insurance companies and phone companies and second-hand shops and stuff like that. Yeah. Used to do that a lot. And we had lots of problems with deliveries and stuff. So it probably stems from back then, getting ripped off and people saying they didn't get deliveries and shit like that. So, is there a guy interested in here? Sounds like your postal system. Power tool batteries have been good to me. You got a lot of power tools batteries down there, I believe. You got more power tool batteries than laptop batteries. Would that be right, Brad? Do you sell the nickel? I have actually got some nickel I would like to sell, because I imported it into Australia and it cost me a freaking shit ton. A lot more than I thought it would to get it over here. I don't know the actual price of it, but it wasn't cheap. With a few other things I got, it was like 300 bucks. So probably, including shipping, it was probably 180 bucks or something for the nickel. It was horrendous, but it's a kilo and it's nickel plated steel. It's not pure nickel. Because let's face it, pure nickel's rocking all shit. What do you got? Do I sell nickel? I sell laptop batteries, but batteries are aftermarket ones that schools buy laptops. There we go. 12-week weight microscope, already done that. The small orange cells are no good. I have tested many. Yeah, they're pretty average. They're still usable though. They're still very... There's another one. I am absolutely blaming John Jamis for this. You said those small cells, and then the next one I picked up, guess what had in it? More bloody small cells. So somebody, if they want them, I reckon it's going to get quite a few, probably more than 100 cells. I reckon there's more than 100 down there already. There's a lot. Which kind of sucks, because it might actually leave me short on what I need to build this battery. Because I need like wait a minute, let me do some maths. 2,320 or something. Is that right? 2,220? Something like that. And I think I only got 2,300 cells. And if anybody wants to know the success rate of these cells, to date I have only had 2 cells that won't charge or anything, and they're down there. I got them this morning. So they've been pretty bloody good so far, and I think I've tested about 600 so far. 27 or 28 kilos of 18650 cells. Again, somewhere out there in YouTube land, someone could do the maths and work that out. Where are we up to? Banggood is slow as, I absolutely agree, and some of the shit is shit. However, the only thing that I like and still have running from Banggood is the 3D printer, which is kind of not really running, and the X6 and the ISDT charger. So, oh, why is that one so hard to undo? Maybe my power is getting a little bit low, my batteries. That was actually hard to do. Right. I can have all those reds you're throwing at. No, Mike's back. Mike, these are yours. I've kept them out for you. Look. Look at that. Look at that. How exactly do you feel when you see this picture? In the bin. They're gone. Bloody Sanyos. That was a little bit dramatic, right? I can vouch you about some comment that you don't like to post anything. Haven't been on the forums lately. I was, yeah. Well, you won the chargery thing, and I ended up paying it because I couldn't have been bothered posting it. That was the competition a long time ago. Geez, that was a bad idea. Competitions simply don't work on my channel. It just ends up in me having to post shit or be nice to somebody or something. Who knows? Where is it? It's not a waste. They're good cells. You have to test them. I don't have to test them. I won't test them. Actually, what colour ring are they? Let's get them out. We'll have a look what colour ring they've got. Oh, I hope I don't damage them on getting them out. Green ring. Green? Oh, I think the green rings are pretty horrible. Green. I'll put them down there. Someone else will want them for free. I certainly won't bother testing them. Is that the positive pole with the colour? Is the polar barrier... Sorry, I don't understand what you mean. Polar barrier isolated, I mean. Yeah, the positive end is the one with the Teflon ring to stop it from short-circuiting to Earth. Or short-circuiting. Where else would it be bloody short-circuiting to, Pete? Why don't the 18650 a jet boat from China? That's a valid question. We should have an entire live feed just on that topic alone. Can you explain more? I'm not sure what I have to explain. I'm jumping all over the place, and I'm just going to blame somebody else. Find the guys who fix good brand tools, AG, that is a good recommendation. There was a company that used to do all those cells over at Acacia Ridge, but they don't do it anymore. I don't know how you'd repack a drill battery and then be legally responsible for its good health or something. I'm not sure how that would work. Nickel is about probably the price of copper. Probably got something to do with it. What is the problem with orange cells? They are 17620s or something. They're the smaller ones. They're not the bigger ones. They're not 18650 cells. Right chemistry, wrong size. They don't fit in the cell holders properly. What do we got? If I was local, I'd be interested. Yes, unfortunately, yes, we're in a global community. So anything pick up is very difficult for most people. Or, you know, impossible. The cells are 1 minute smaller in diameter, so incapable of cell holders, even though they would work just as well. Yes, they would work just as well. Lower capacity though, much lower capacity. 6 cells. No, I mean battery packs in general, dude. 6 cells. It's not 2,000. It's 2,300 cells. So I got like 400 battery packs. So that's almost right. I do have some stash somewhere. So I should be able to, hopefully, out of that box on the floor I can see behind me, there's a box there that have been sitting there for about a year with NCR 18650 green. I don't know what the NCR 18650, what comes after that for the green ones, but there's a heap of green ones down there as well. I had to sell a heap because I was broke. Sold a bunch off. It was a sad day, but it served a purpose. I think I sold 400 of them or something at some stage. Went up to okay. Mike Nako did a unhappy face. Banggood 20 amp antimatter mint, 30 amp smoke machine. Oh, antimatter. What a piece of junk. I had to actually put in bold caps and italic on my antimatter video. Don't buy one. Because it's junk. Absolute junk. I hate doing reviews on products, and they work when I do the review and then they suck down the track. Vanon batteries is definitely one of those things. Nuclear winter. I live about 10 minutes from Forest Lake. That means you probably live in Browns Plains or Nala or something like that. Big Up from London. Welcome. Can't even pronounce your name. Grandmother lives in Forest Lake. This is my name. Yeah, it's a pretty good place to live. I've lived here more than 20 years now. But I've only owned a house. I was renting most of that time. I've only owned a house for the last 6 years. Purple ring or firecracker. Green rings are okay, not my fave, but still test. Yeah, I have to admit they test good usually, but they're still not good cells. I'm going to argue that one for the rest of the time, Mike. That can be our in-joke. Did you ever ask fellow YouTuber to make a video to test the locator for accuracy? I could ask lots of people to do that. Keith from 18650shrink.com could do that. Tom could do that. I was going to say Jehu would do that, but I don't think he'd do a consistency test video. It's not the sort of things that he does. Phil and Gabe, thank you very much for the $5. I will chat to you next time. Live about 10 minutes from Forest Lake. I keep getting sidetracked. Firecracker. Dan, oh yeah, about the Lidicala. I don't know, I could buy one, I guess, but I don't want to use one to test my cells. Even though I am a Opus boy at heart. I like the Opus discharges, so I probably wouldn't actually use them for my own testing. But I could probably do a video. They're not much money. They're pretty cheap. Opus is life, absolutely. I'm using the digital Charger S4s at the moment because they're Rowan's. He has very kindly lent me his recharging station, so I don't have to go and buy more cells, more chargers to do this process. Yeah. I would have taken a long time with 2 Opus to do this process again. Oh, that one was terrible. That's a snippy tool job, that one. There's some huge dags on that cell. iCharger is great. iCharger rocks. I'm actually going to have to go through this bin because I think I've been throwing cells in the rubbish bin. So I think I'm going to have to go through the rubbish bin. I think I've got 2 in there now. Sitting back with my dog watching someone else work. 240 volt battery pack is a good idea. Yes, it would be a great idea for efficiency, but probably a bad idea for a cost-of inverter. I think that would be the killer. Unless you could hook it up to a grid tie inverter somehow, but geez, it'd send the batteries pretty fast. And you need a metric shit ton of them. Just make sure to check the batteries under warranty and not water damaged or abused. That is a good idea. I actually never even thought about checking whether they're under warranty or not. I bet you there's some people that throw batteries away that are still under warranty. And you could just go and claim brand new ones. Never thought of that. Great idea. iCharger is great. Can you estimate how much you pay for one of those cells after all? I reckon with time, effort, taking into account you have to find the cells in the first place, processing it all down, resting it, wastage, dumping of stuff. I reckon each cell, second hand, $2 or $3 each. I don't know. Is that a fair price? Is that a fair analysis? And granted, these are like 27-ish 100 milliamp hour cells after testing. So So they are quite good cells. So maybe that's not too far-fetched a price. I've seen some people selling 1,180 cells for $5,000. Processed, built into packs with bus bars. So I'm not sure I'd be happy selling a battery. I'd certainly give one away, like I did for that off-grid one. The plan with that off-grid video was it was so good that I'd actually make all my money from the video. Turns out I made $100. I got 100,000. No, it's not even 100,000 views yet, and I made about 120 bucks on that video. And that's actually my best performing video that I've ever sort of had in the first week. But it still didn't meet my expectations of what I thought I'd earn from it. Tested. No, it's. I want to know its accuracy compared to the higher price testers. Well, you get what you pay for. With the testing, Dan, I would probably recommend, well, no, I do recommend, you just use the same tester, right? The accuracy of one of these testers is, let's face it, we're using a $30, $40, $50 tester, or even less in an Opus's case when you can get them on special. And you're not buying accuracy at that price. It's like paying $2 for a hooker. It's not like you're getting quality, right? It might be good one day, but I guarantee you the next day when you're last in line, it's not going to be good. So take a step back. Instead of looking at the accuracy of the charger, look at the consistency of the batch of chargers that you've got. So all of the cells, what I sort of say is we're not testing for the capacity of a cell. We're trying to work out whether it's good or bad. Sure, capacity is a metric that we need down the track, but still essentially we're working out whether it's good or bad. So you need to use all the same gear. So you charge the same way, you discharge the same way. And charging the same way is important because some devices will charge to 4.22, some will charge to 4.8, and so on and so forth. So when I charge all of my cells, they are all charged exactly the same amount when they go into the discharges. Now the discharges will also charge them back up to fully charged. But if you're using all of the same cells like I am here, within about an hour, all of the cells finish all at about the same time. So it adds to the efficiency of processing cells, pre-charging them and having them all exactly the same state of charge. You can also take the opportunity when it's there to do resistance testing, but yeah, that's up to you. No, it's got to go on the wrong one. Ask Jay, he didn't even respond back. Him, you're my dude. Yeah. He's busy, and in his defense, his YouTube channel has outgrown the little things. He's got to concentrate on the bigger projects that he can really charge money to make. So he's getting paid for all the affiliates, and he's making money actually doing the video or even having it there. So that's a requirement for him now. So I can understand him not replying. Every minute of his work in a day has to be billable. Opus is life. If you wanted to do an A50, I'm happy to do it for you for a week or so. There we go. I got this Tesla battery one I got to finish first. That is on tomorrow's card to complete. In one day, I have to get that video finished and uploaded. To be honest, all that I've got to do is finish filming the cable, the loom, because that loom was a nightmare to make. So I just got to finish, just sort of, makes a story up out of the loom building, because I didn't get any footage of that. I might have to lie or something. I'm not sure how they do it on YouTube when you don't do something but you say you did. Show the finished product. I've definitely got to do that tomorrow. Maybe down the track. We'll see how we go. I want to know its accuracy because they're the high price testers. It's probably if you just work out the cost. I mean, I wouldn't say the Opuses are even accurate, but they are certainly reliable. Well, they've been reliable for me. I've gone through 8 Opuses. I have one left because I blew one up the other day. But, you know, could be argued that it was my fault for the power that I put into it. I put the power in the wrong way. And just everything just went up in smoke. So, that's, you know, that's my fault. I'll own that one. I think, no, I didn't put the power in the wrong way. I put 48 volts rather than 12. Put the wrong connectors in. So, that wasn't too intelligent, let me just assure you. How many people do we have in this chat? I don't even know. I can't even see. I haven't even got the page open. Go on. YouTube Studio. No, YouTube's not working. Oh, there it is. Classic. Skip. At 50,990 subscribers. Get in. Video Manager. On that page, I've got 51,043. Why does YouTube do that? Live streaming. Come on. This is so slow. This is horrendous. 61. 61? Holy shitballs. Where are you all from? Let me know. In the comment section below. Smash that like button. So, if we got 61 in here, I reckon I can keep going. But we just need to work out this chat thing. I need to work out how to do more than one person. Apparently that's possible now. Why did Peter Ellis's get faulty zebra shit? Do you want my other Opus that smoked, Peter? You might be able to make 1 from 2. However, I don't post. Double up if you need to. Okay. Laptop battery went dead right in the middle of your shucking. Oh, dude, I can't believe it. It's ironic. Ahmed. Oh, yes. Tiger ask again. Type of 1863. That's how much in parallel the maximum. That's how much in parallel the maximum. Oh, you can put as many as you want in parallel, I guess. Depends on what your usage is. If you're doing it on a budget, do overtime at work and buy a system. Absolutely. It is so much cheaper just to work and buy it. I have a guy in Sydney with a supply of about 57 inch, which are tested at 2005. We'll jump all over that then. That is awesome. Only cells, tested cells. Okay, Pete, I'm off. D-Tex, thank you very much, mate. I'll see you later. Have you reviewed Watchmon 7? What's on your desk? No, I've got to test it. I've got to really test something. I want to make sure that everything that I say and do is 1, open and honest, and 2, does what it says it does in the box. So I love the Batrium stuff, and I'm in a fantastic position to test a lot of the new gear, and I absolutely freaking rape it. And I've said this before, I'll probably get in trouble for saying it again, but I've got no problems with testing it until destruction, and I haven't really broken much stuff other than stuff I've plugged in wrong, right? But the Watchmon 5, I'll vouch for that all day long. I've had that for about 3 months now, and it is rock solid. I went through a stage where I just overcharged not overcharged the batteries, but set it so it was balancing for like weeks at a time. It was like two weeks, just balancing, just constantly balancing at 0.5 amp on all cells, and it just held up like a trooper. Found a few glitchy things in the software, but apart from that have all been fixed. It is going well. I dare say the Watchmon 7 is practically the same except for the amount of plugs. So, and I'm going to get this wrong, the Watchmon 7 is up to 10S, and then it's got only 2 temperature sensors rather than 3 temperature sensors. So they're the only real differences. So if anybody needs them, unfortunately I don't have a discount code for the Watchmons at the moment, or at all really. But anyone here might be able to get some 8050 in Melbourne computer recyclers. Go. Okay, so Frank, stop thinking the conventional place to get cells and start thinking outside the box. You want to get the cells before they get to the recycle centre. They're cheaper. Well, a lot of the times they're dead set free. They're single source in a lot of cases. Schools, hospitals and schools are really good. Don't go public schools, go private schools. The private schools almost always have a techie that has a job to get rid of all these cells and doesn't know where to do it cheaply, because a lot of them have to actually pay for the disposal of them. So if they can give them away for free, a lot of the times they take it up well. And of course I am speaking for Australia, not the rest of the world. There's lots of places that changes dramatically. If I was in the States, I'd just go to Tom and say, give me 500 laptop batteries. And then he would give you a price for all of those 500 laptop batteries, and then you move forward. But in Australia, I don't have that. Well, not yet. What's the blue thing in the background? Oh, come on, Keith. Jesus. Are you trying to advertise here, Keith? That's advertising. I don't advertise on this. Wait a minute, yes I do. I'll shill anything for $1 coin. The blue thing in the background, Keith. Come on. As it gets closer, you realise what it is. And then if I bring this up, you can actually see the sticker that's attached to it. The Portable Recycled Power. Follow us on Facebook. 18650shrink.com. The world's safest place to buy cell holders, battery shrinks, and many other products that I can't really put my finger on right now. Right out, there you go. I've sold my soul for you, Keith. I've just sold it. I've sold it. And he does things like, provides things like this. And they're packaged well, and they're shipped fast. And there are lots and lots of covers, and more cell holders than my mother-in-law has opinions. Look at them. There's 530 cell holders there. Should be more than enough for my next project, I reckon. Oh, geez, look at my seat. All right. Did I do that well enough? And Keith, what Keith will do right now is he'll type in www.8650shrink.com, and then it'll come up there, and then he'll get advertising, and just look like a sold out, doesn't it? Oh, shit everywhere. Alright, I've got that many cells. Should I keep going? I probably should. I promised last time I wouldn't throw all the cells in there like that. Didn't a couple of weeks at the Stubbs did you borrow? Let me get. No worries, Wayne. We'll work something out. Looks like PCM 60X. No, it is absolutely not. Belgium 8650 shrink. The blue thing is a battery pack with heat shrink around it. From Melbourne, it is actually the trolling motor battery, which is now my highest, I think, highest viewed video, and certainly the most complained about with the music in it. Sweden, UK, Orange, New South Wales. John, welcome. Aussie. Netherlands, New Zealand, Mad Kiwi, New Zealand. Peter Ellis, welcome. Colin, did I hear you chatting on the other people's software? Check out StreamYard. It's free. Chatting with other people's software. StreamYard. I'll have to remember that. Hi, Pete. Romania here. Welcome. Gotcha. Makes sense. Genius deserves his glasses above his head, not on the eyes. You can copy his. These sunnies are just there because I hate my hair. I'm frustrated in checking and finding the capacity of 18650. What is the best way? The best way is to get a cell, and it is to charge that cell up to 4.2 volts and then put it on the bench and leave it there for an entire month. And then check said cell and see if it's at 4.2 volts or somewhere very close to it. Not necessarily when I've got good cells like this, but when you've got a random assortment of cells, putting on the bench for a month means you will find the self-discharging cells and you won't have to test those cells, which is a very good thing. And then you put them in the tester, and then you write on them, and then you take them out of the tester. But before you do that, you put your hands on them and make sure they're not getting hot. And then you put them back on the bench again when they're fully charged and leave them for another month and do the voltages again. That is the quickest way to test a cell, to be honest. And fair, it's not really quick, but it does work. Alex, what system would people recommend cheaper than Tesla Powerwall? In a perfect world, I would have would have a generator be off grid. Well, in a perfect world, everyone would recommend 18650 and make their own Powerwall, but that's not really a help. But Tesla Powerwall is cheap. Like someone said before, you go and work some overtime and you just buy one. You don't have to worry about insurance or anything else. You plug it on the wall and it's done. LOL, bah ha 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 ha, LOL. Winky face, looks good. No selling, no selling going on here. No, none whatsoever. That's enough to double your capacity. Oh yeah, always forget to do the links. That's why you're a bloody moderator, so you can put links. UK delivery costs. Is that delivery costs? Sunny's on at this time, Pete. Yes, I'm keeping my head warm. And talking about head warm, it's actually starting to get cool out here. What's the cost of UK delivery? You can work that out. Probably need to know the address. Email him. Why buy when you can build all the well, you can DIY sometimes doesn't work. DIY is sometimes not cost effective. So you can't do that all the time. Oh wow, it shows that. I didn't even realise that. Okay, I didn't realise that the viewer activity I can actually see over here. And I'm going to share this because I didn't know you could actually see this. I've never looked at it. I can transition. And it shows you the super chats. That's pretty cool. 64 watching, and I can see how many people are watching on and off. So when I start talking shit, you'll notice a sharp decline in viewers. And when I start doing real shit, they go up again. Fancy that. The system works. Rightio, back to me. Normal programming. Transition. Rightio. UK, why bother when you build the way? Sorry, my question, poor Tennessee. I can't even see your... No, you don't have to be sorry, dude. Any questions, welcome. I'm unemployed. I don't even get a job interview. Oh, well, that sucks. Been there, done that. Not for a very long time, though. I've had a job and not had any work, which is even worse. 18650 site down for maintenance. That's weird. Still building a DIY Powerwall. Shipping costs depend on weight. Absolutely. Sorry, my question was what meter do you use to find the comparative? So I personally use www.diypowerwalls, WALLS.com/opus. I think that'll actually get the link. That's what I use. I use Opus BTC 3100 or something like that. If you have a look below, there's a link to my kit store, and in there I have a whole heap of stuff that I recommend or I've used, except for the Banggood one. Some of the Banggood stuff I should probably remove. I think it's just there for affiliate clicks. Okay, I'm going to keep processing some cells because you guys are a good bunch of people to have a chat to. And I actually have to do something because it's getting cold. Rightio. This is the other sort of stuff that Keith's sent. This is really good, Keith. I've got a whole heap of your stuff and I haven't even opened or used it. Probably should do something about that. Need some more cells. Would you believe this box, this big green box over here, is almost empty of cells? Oh, I found a cool one. I found a cool cell. It's cool, apparently, according to somebody who put cool on it in probably liquid paper. That's definitely something that I would do when I was a kid. Let's put that up there. It can be our backdrop. It's cool. Pete's cool, apparently. Thanks for your advice on contemplating DIY Powerwall. We're also busy, slightly concerned about killing myself in the process. Look, that's a valid concern, Alex. Killing yourself, it slows the entire process down. It really does. So you should be considering that is a something that will have a negative effect. Wait a minute. I still need to organise a bulk delivery system for 5 wide nickel strips. Yes, I'm waiting. We will have a heap of that. I think I'm getting 510 meters. No, that's far too much. I can't remember. Maybe 51 meters. But when I get Tom to send some stuff over, I'll reach out very quickly and get everybody to tell me how much nickel strip they want from Tom, and then we'll get it all sent over in one hit. So we'll get a bunch of it sent over in one hit. And then when I just thought of something else, hey Keith, this is terrible. I've still got your nickels. This was from Keith as well. Some more nickel strip I've never even used. So Keith does lots of good things for the community, and he packs his shit well, which is a lot more than I can say for a lot of people. Packed well, delivered fast, and he replies to emails. To check capacity, what brand of the recommendation? I saw YouTube, everything it said was to be good. It's not what I think is good. If you go to the Opus, link below, does that link work? They work, and I've said it many times, I'm only recommending stuff that actually works these days, and everything else can get buggered. And to be fair, if it catches on fire, I'm going to put it on video from now on, or if it's like bad for the community or whatever. It's time this community pulled its pants up and actually started concentrating on safety and protecting our name and reputation, I guess you would say. Does that make sense? So really trying to do stuff that doesn't hurt the community. There goes another cell. Boo-boo. I know with LiPos, leaving them at 4.2 volts for periods ruins the IR and capacity. It might. I don't know. But it's certainly something that, like, you don't have to leave it at 4.2 volts. You're going to see self-discharge at 2.7 volts or at 3.7 volts, rather. So at nominal charge. You could do that, but what my thinking is, if it's at 4.2 volts, you don't have to charge it again. So that's, that's just the convenience thing. And two, it stands to reason something's going to self-discharge faster when it's fuller than when it's emptier. Is that even the... Anyways, you know what I mean. So I guess it just depends on how you want to do it. There's many different iterations of it, but that's certainly how I do it. And to be fair, it really hasn't hurt me so far. Thank you very much for the heat. What time is it there? It's almost 9 and I'm out. It is 11 o'clock. And I really should be sleeping. But I really need to get this done as well. I need to go and pack this charger before I go to bed tonight. So when I wake up tomorrow morning, I have got charged cells that I can throw in and continue testing. There was a good plan behind this live feed. And I'm glad I actually started shucking. Where are we up to? Mark Johnson, I only have direct from an eBay store listing on main site. Opus. There you go. Oh, I didn't put the HTTP there. The Samsung blue color matches the shrinks. Yes, that's why I got them from Yuki. So I can rewrap all of these cells. I was just going to leave the grey panos on the outside, but then I thought, well, I've got a couple of thousand or something shrinks. So all of these will, like all the outside cells, will be rewrapped. So they're all, are they Panasonic? No, Samsung. Samsung blue colour. So I have continuity across all Pete's DIY Powerwalls. 9 and I'm out. Mark Johnson, a direct eBay store listing the main site. How long do you think it'll be until Average Joe will not be busy? That's a good question. He was playing golf the other day, right? He could have been home editing videos for our consumption, but no. He chose golf and beer over us. So I think there's, I think Uncle Joe has got some answering to do to the community. Who thinks we should boycott, maybe start a petition, go to the UN or something, complain? Something must be done about that boy. Jeez, fancy putting your wife over us. We need some more good content. We need some quality content, not like this rubbish. Can you imagine? Wait a minute, are you going to rewrap these cells or leave them since they are all the same way? Well, I just answered that question as it turns out. Okay, thanks at 1850 Shrinks. Thanks, I'll have another look. Mike Johnson, I need to update the KWell tab on there too so people can view my current inventory. Or message you on Facebook. Chatico, this must be a boring question, but what does the law say for DIY Powerwalls? Because I think that you're not allowed to make or connect in some countries. That's a commonly asked question. And a lot of people just go, well, screw the law, I'm just going to do it anyway, right? And that is one direction you should take. But you should always make sure that you're, doing that safely. In Australia, under 120 volts, you can do it yourself. There is draft laws where the lithium cells have to be in a bunker or have to be 37 centimetres away from an open window and must be on a solid wall, and they can't have anything flammable above them or fire that can get, like there must be a fire break in between the cells. It just depends where you are in the world. This battery pack that I'm building now, because it is a new battery pack and not already in use, I'm going to try and build the best I possibly can. I'm going to try and make it so safe that, somebody's still going to pick it apart, right? I'm going to try and make it so safe that anybody wanting to say it's not will have trouble finding something, and it'll be so petty, like a screw will be a centimetre too long or something. Who knows? But I'm going. This one's going to go for safety beyond anything that I've ever done before. Says Pete, who's just dumped all the cells in there again. Yeah, waits for somebody to comment on that, but you're allowed to. So how many people are we got 62 people in the room, right? There must be some of you guys out there just lurking, there's at work, not supposed to be watching or listening me work. How many of you are out there? I want to know. I'm going to rewrite those cells. I'm already up to there. Maybe boring question. There we go. Read the strips. Let me know. I definitely do an order and send them to yours. Yeah, they'll all have to come here. 10:53 in Queensland. That is about right. And my hands are starting to actually get sore from doing this. Do you? Well, I saw one and it moved. Do you also work on energy saving projects, hot water heating, heat pumps, LED lighting, window, film shrink, etc.? Yeah, I've done some on solar hot water. They were some pretty, well, not really that popular, but I've done some hot water, and I need to go and do another hot water video sometime soon, because there is a pack there, 157p pack that I've got to take out because I've got another self-discharging cell in one of the packs I put on grid. It's actually self-discharging quite heavily, but there's no heat. So it's hard to actually find the cell, and because he runs off-grid 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, I can't take him offline for more than half an hour, otherwise I've got to set the generator up again. And he hasn't had to use the generator for months since he got my Powerwall and installed it out there. Look, there's some nickel strip, don't want that in there. So I've done some stuff. I've got all LED lighting I've put up in here, but I didn't video it. Basically because the electrician didn't want to be on camera. Other things like that, but I'm not some save the planet guru. I'm doing this for fun. I'm doing it for education, to learn something, and the environment just happens to be a beneficiary of what we do. You need to do research on your local laws. Absolutely. For PWM, can it be recommended for 5,000 watt? PWM works in some situations. If you match your panels and your battery or whatever to the correct PWM charger, it'll work very well. In fact, PWM is very good for lead batteries because it technically desulfonates them because it pulses a little bit. Apparently, according to the internet. I should do that disclaimer at the end, right? Disclaimers are always good. Yeah, local laws, banning from the golf course. Like, that is absolutely a an option. Massive hidden on the shitter. Oh, my mods are all over it. Have you ever tried spot welding the nickel from a cordless power tool batteries? No, but it is usually much thicker. Drinking coffee at work, best part of being self-employed. What do you do, Matt Miller? I wish I could drink coffee at work, but that's like postage. You've got to go inside and you've got to make the coffee. Nah, it doesn't work for me. Packing orders from the holiday weekend. There you go. 18650 shrink. Keith is all over it like a cheap hooker in the valley. Good morning from Michigan. Just woke up. Circle Tech. That sounds like you're a car guru and you just get in the car park and just do some circle work. What's the prices on a new Tesla Powerwall? I have no idea. I've never bought a new Powerwall. I've never even looked at buying a new Powerwall or considered it. I would like one, but I think that would kill my channel fairly quickly. Actually, I think Wayne gave me a link. Well, not a link, but somebody was selling a Tesla Powerwall 1. I don't know. I think it was I assume it was in Brisbane for $4,000 bucks. But I reckon a 2-year-old Tesla Powerwall, that's 600-700 cycles. It's only what, 6 kilowatt hours or something, the original one. I think $4,000 is premium money. I think it's far too much for a second-hand Powerwall. That probably doesn't have any warranty because it's been put on the wall and then taken off again. And you'd have to get it installed. So, and you need an inverter and everything else. So, $4,000 bucks. I'd balk at that. I did mention that if it was $2,000, I'd buy it and pull it apart for a YouTube video. That'd be cool. See if we can take the cells out and make it into a DIY Powerwall. How redundant would that be? What else we got? It's really starting to get cold. My nose is starting to run. Troy Della, hey mate, I need a BMS. We've got lots of cells from old laptop packs and want to large capacity 11.4 volt pack for RC and portable. It's a good source for that. The cells, is that high drain? You need like for RC, isn't RC like Hydrain? So you want drill batteries or something like that? But as for BMS on something that small, the BMS would only serve as a high and low voltage cutoff, because balancing would be redundant, because you'd balance with a hobby charger which had balancing capabilities anyway. So anything that can handle the amps, I guess, would be perfect for your situation. I don't have any actual recommendations. Probably go on the RC hobby groups and stuff like that. They'll be soon to tell you what's good and evil. What don't I do? I own a bar, restaurant, and working on building a power wisp. Is that Power Wall or Power Wisp? I own a bar and restaurant. That'd be cool. That would be good for meeting people. Not as good as doing a YouTube channel and sitting here talking shit, chucking cells, and having 64 people watching you. I still don't get that, but I love it. I absolutely friggin' love this part of it. What I'm up to? I've got to highlight where I'm up to so I can see. The box is looking good. Absolutely, we're getting there, making some progress. Nothing wrong with cheap hookers from the valley. It's the way God wants to stay away from. Yeah. Wait a minute, how do you know? Anyway, moving on. There goes the monetization. Did you know you got sunglasses on top of your head? Absolutely, I know I got sunglasses on my head. I actually put them there because the hair behind it is atrocious and it's going bald. So it was a way of hiding my ridiculous haircut that I hate. But it seems to be a necessity to people don't like my long hair. Yes, all you bastards don't like my long hair. You told me that. Well, anybody that knows me, I've got to keep remembering. I've probably got some newbies in the room that haven't been hanging around for 3 years on my live feeds. Yeah, and Brizzy, 3 years old and unknown condition. Yeah, it leads a lot. Oh, 3 years old. So that's a Tesla Powerwall. Tesla Powerwall 1. So 3 years, my math, that's 1,000 cycles. Does anybody know off the top of their head, what the cycles on a 3-year-old? No, sorry. How many cycles the Tesla Powerwall 1 can actually do? And I'm assuming that it does one full cycle every day, just because of the size of it. I'm fairly sure there's lots of people on this planet that would use 6 kilowatt hours in a night, every night. So that is an assumption on my behalf. And let's face it, if they've replaced it and upgraded it to another Powerwall, you would have to assume that they're using more than 6 kilowatt hours per night. Otherwise, why would you upgrade? So there's some questions there for anybody that thought about buying it. Google says, part 1, the list price of a Tesla Powerwall 2 battery is which offers twice the storage of the original Powerwall is $6,700. Is that USD? Because those dollars probably going to go up with the old Trumpy putting tariffs on everything. I'm kicking back at home in Cambodia. That's why I'm buying laptop battery packs at for $1,000. 1,000 real. Oh, okay, that's the local currency, AU, 25 cents. That's not so bad. But I guess the supply would be intermittent. But no way to get them back home to Australia. You'd never be able to get them back here, man. Part 2, supporting the hardware adds another $1,100 to the equipment, bringing the total cost to certain installation can add anywhere from $2,000 to $8,000 to the final bill. Holy shitballs, that's a lot. Do you have a video that explains how to test laptop battery? Yes, I do. If you have a look on my channel, have a look at the videos, and then if you go to there's playlists, and I think I called it back to basics or something like that. I've a thing now. I've got like 500 videos or something online now, so it's hard to remember the actual name of that video. But yes, I do have one video showing the testing process in a fair amount of depth. So there we go, tubers. My hands are sore and I'm not doing any more. And I think I'm going to need some new gloves pretty soon. Got torn up pretty good. I've got one little cut there from it, but that's not so bad. They are enough cells to get me moving on to the next batch, I reckon. Oh, that's about 3 days. So that's taken me, what, an hour? Has anybody been here for a while? About an hour's worth of shucking for that many batteries. And if we want to be accurate on how many batteries that is, if you go, what is it, 45 grams? Somebody else will have to do the maths, and I'm not going to care about the box. There is 10 kilos of batteries there. So work that out, 10 kilos divided by something, times it by something else, and you'll find out how many batteries that I've shucked. How many peak cells can a shuck in a shucking session on YouTube? Anyway, that wasn't as funny as I planned. And one more. And there's probably another 2 more in the bin, which we will get out later. I probably should go and put them in the charger now as well. There we go, part 1. Do you have a video explaining? Not for the craft to charge the light bulb. Craft, not for the craft. Sorry, I've lost what that was referring to. Capacity test my Powerwall this weekend, got 24 kilowatt hours out of it. That is a solid amount of power. Whispers in wireless internet service provider at Matt Miller. There we go. Building a small wireless internet provider. Yes, Colin Hick. Oh, there you go. That answers that question. Google says part 1, the daily cycle. Part 2, test the Powerwall, 92.9 round trip efficiency, charge discharge by 450 volt system at 2 kilowatt. The temperature of 77 degrees, so 25 product is brand new. There we go. Energy, I'll tell you. Hi Peter, we're finished our 8650 test machine with temperature sensor, able to test 416 cells at the same time. We're starting to sell at 100 pounds per kilowatt hour. Oh, cool. Make sure you don't spam all the networks, otherwise you'll get booted off for commercial selling. It's what we do. My mate in Sydney got quoted 13k, including install for a Tesla Powerwall 2. He's still contemplating it. 13k for a 10 kilowatt hour Powerwall. That's an awful lot of money. I mean, I can see why you'd do it. I mean, it's got to last 10 years, right? But the return on investment, it'd be close to be not worth it. Unless you factor in the fact that the prices of electricity are going to go up. They're never going down, are they? What is your cells charger model, please? I have to buy one. If you have a look up, it's an Opus. DIYpowerwalls.com/Opus. OPUS. And that will show, or you can have a look in the description below, and there is Pete Schilling again. I mean, my kit store, and that'll have a whole heap of chargers and dischargers in there as well. So I watched your videos as an inspiration a few years ago when I was in school, and now I was collecting cells. Now currently I have a job, so I can avoid buy stuff I need for a Power. Happy to finally start. Awesome, dude. You've been following me for a while then, by the sound of it. Thanks for the stream, Peter. Can we call me Pete from now on? Sounds like my mom's calling me. Thanks for the stream. My name is around $10,000. 222 cells. Somebody mathed. That's a pretty good effort. But technically speaking, I can do that in one or 2 days. That's not very much. Cheers, Pete. I have a shirt on the way due to the stream. Thank you very much for the win. Thank you. UK prices are extortionate. You should write a letter. Heading out. Need to concentrate on getting orders packed. Thanks for the quick distraction. See you later, Mike. Keith. Heading out. Okay, thanks. I just bought 4 laptop batteries, good old ones, Lenovo and Dell. Thanks, but all the cells were below 1500 milliamp hours. Oh, that sucks. There's nothing worse than getting a huge batch of batteries and then just the first couple of hundred are just crap. I've done that before. Just a reminder, software website is StreamYard. Really work checking out. Okay. I will actually have a look at that right now, because if I look at it, it'll go in my history on my phone, and then I can have a look at it later. Paste. StreamYard. Enter. StreamYard pricing. Engage your Facebook, YouTube live audience. Shows all the tools you need for professional shows right in your browser. Yeah. I'm always keen for something new. I use OBS at the moment. I think with a bit of oh, I'm going to turn that off. Sorry, guys. Oh, wait. Thank you very much. Checking it out. Sorry, that's all right. Worth checking out. I definitely already have. We just use the free version. Get started. I've just got to put my bloody email address in there. Lucky I've still got my email address from when I was 14 years old. Anyway, tubers, I'm sore. It's getting cold. I'm getting tired. It's 20 past 11 here in the land of Oz, where kangaroos fall out of trees, and I think I might call it a night. So I would just like to say, if you're still in the room and you've been here for a while, smash that like button or the dislike button if you feel that way inclined. I'm going to go to bed. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I'm going to see you on the next one. It'll probably be in 2 days' time when I run out of these batteries, or maybe later. Who knows? Thank you very much for tuning in. I must depart anyway. Thanks for keeping me busy for a few hours. Thanks for the live. La-di-da. Awesome. Love it. Love your work. I'm going to close that down. I've got to make that disappear. What I've got to really do is remember to finish the live feed, not on that. I've actually got to stop the live feed. I've left it running for an hour once. This just felt like a complete dick. I walked around, cleaned the shed for an hour and forgot to turn the camera off. Good for interaction because everyone was going, "You left the camera on." So many new messages. Is there anything? He's a great guy. Nice to part. Thank you very much. Cheers, Pete. Thank you very much. I'm going. See you later. Hooroo from Australia.